Alright, welcome back to another Shinobi collection video. It's been a while, but we're back here. There hasn't really been anything that's happening in the past 2 weeks. The game has been dead during that time, and well, the game is kinda dead for Android users because we can't log in because of an error. So that's kinda rough. If you're playing tactics, I'm sorry for your ranking, that's just gonna go down because you can't do your dailies. And yeah, I don't know if PvP's out right now, I don't think so, but for 3v3 players, they're suffering. We're about to get 100 free gems, and if it's not fixed and you can't log in by then, that's another rip. So Android users right now are taking a big L because of this. But when the game comes back, expect a really big compensation. I'm expecting like 100 plus gems minimum. If it's not 100, that's not even worth it. If they give us 50, that's pretty lame. But I don't know when they're gonna fix it. I think they have to like upload a brand new version, and that takes time, sadly. And other games are having problems with that, with with Google Play right now. They just can't deploy new versions. So with that, if you can see in the screen, we are celebrating the game's 6.5 year anniversary mark. It's crazy that this game is 6.5 years old, and during the journey to it, we saw 2 Naruto games that died. So Blazing died, I think last year, earlier this year, and Ninja Tribes is dying in December. And we are here, standing strong. And then you can look at Pain right here. That's the face of someone who knows the game is still alive. But with that, let's go over this campaign real quick before we go over the new characters / buff we are getting. So the beginning of the month, we always get a new 90 cost, and for next month we are getting a brand new Pain. This is GKV3, yeah, GKV3 Pain, and I don't think he's gonna come with other units with a legendary potential, since all Akatsuki already has their legendary potential. He'll be here for like half the month too. Crazy. And then this right here, this is the refresh of our daily singles. At the moment, we have the exclusive 7-star EX Naruto and Sasuke in there, and at the beginning of the month, they will be replaced by Sasori and Deidara. And then Pain will also be in the banner. This is for everyone who just has it for free. And then if you subscribe to the Granny Pass, which is $20, they'll upgrade it, so it'll be these characters, as well as the Enbu, Sakura and Tsunade, Izuno, Sasuke and Sakura, and stuff like that. I can't see if someone passed. I don't think there's anyone there. This right here, can you see my mouse? You can't see my mouse, can you? Let me just fix that real quick. Alright, and we back. And now you can see the mouse. So that is GK Itachi, GKV2 Itachi. And down here, this is what I was talking about earlier. We're gonna get 100 free gems from logging in. So not bad. And then the final tragedy, Uzumaki tragedy character is getting a 6-star legendary potential finally. He's finally getting one. It probably won't matter, but we'll go over him too. So this is the usual stuff of the Konohamaru mission. This is how you get your legendary materials. 1 gem. I wonder if that's always there. I guess that's always been there. I just never did it. And then 65% chance for these characters. Really nice. And then for Tactics player, you will be getting a brand new Sakura, who is pretty solid. So I have the details for Sakura now, so let's go over what she does real quick, so I don't have to make a separate video for this. So shout outs people in the Discord, because I can't log in the game, I can't actually see what this Sakura does, but I don't feel like digging into the file. So this is her ability, this is her potential skills. So let's go over her stats first. She's a heal unit, and her stats is 143k HP, that's solid. 50k, 58k attack is nice, but that's for a level 100 and level 100 red. I don't think most people are gonna have it, so I think this is gonna be probably 20 to 30k at most for most people. But she's a range unit, so that's very nice. She might be nice for poking, but the other Sakura is already also a range unit. But let's look at her kit. So her potential skill is every turn she recovers 10% HP to her allies, which is for 2 tiles away. So that's better than the old Sakura already. We're getting nerfed. This is her skill too. And then let's see. So the characters next to her, is it just one? No, it's all characters around her. So everyone around her. So those 4 spots. She recovers 50% HP. That's really good, I think. I think that's good enough to help you your character survive, which means in PvP that's 1 point you keeping. And this is her. Now let's go over her skill 1 real quick. Deal 1.4 times attack. So in one of those is normal. Inflicts 2 turns of an attack debuff. Where's the attack buff? Yeah, attack debuff. Minus 30%. You can do it twice, and same with defense. It's okay, but you don't really want to be close to people as a range unit. You're probably gonna want to be using this to finish an enemy if you can't kill him with your range. So it's simple, but it's not bad. Now her passive is what makes her really strong. Her unique skill, or I forget what they call it. But let's see. At the end of her action, for 2 turns. 2 turns is actually really. That's very strong, because that's long. So allies around 2 tiles around her, around that area, you give them an attack buff plus 30% and a crit chance buff plus 30%. That crit chance buff is really strong, because that's the meta of DPS right now. Because if you're doing 58k, most enemies won't die to 58k. But if you do the 58k and it crits, that's will most likely kill the enemy. So that skill is very strong. This might be one of the best passives in the game. So I would say I would put her in the middle. So the meta right now, I want to say is Shikamaru. You put him in the middle and you buff with S2. Literally, she takes Shikamaru's job in PvP, which is very strong, because Shikamaru is like one of the best characters in that. But yeah, really strong unit. And then the Neji, I'm not really sure what Neji does, other than he has big AoE. So he's really good also, and he's a free unit. So continue. This is a campaign, not a campaign. This is an event, a ranking event, points event. So this is how you get your pain gear. This gear, I believe, is probably going to be the ranking gear, because this is probably the best gear in the game. And then Orochimaru will come out. And if you don't know how to clear Orochimaru, it's very easy. All you need is a friend, V11 Naruto, or the new Minato. New Minato is probably a little bit better, but I don't think you'll see Minato because no one really saw friend. And this is just Pain's info, which we have the full of. And this is Pain's full art. And this is Pain's info. Before we go over Pain, let's go over this Naruto that's very bad. I think he's yellow. No, he's not yellow. Kushina's red, so I believe he's blue, right? Yes. So if they don't buff this Naruto, this is what he does. Single target 7% plus 900k, aka 700k because of the damage limit meta. And then 2 times damage, don't matter, still 700k. And he just hits once. So a single target alone, that already says that this sucks. And then recovers with the 50,000 HP. It recovers chakra. You give the that god state, Kizuna god state. It's bad. He doesn't even have a revive. That's how bad he is. He doesn't even have a revive. So yeah, not worth it. Just skip him. Now, let's go over the Akatsukis that we are getting. I still have it at blue. So let's go look at Sasori first, and before that, I guess we can do this. We can play his animation for you guys. I don't have the sound up right now because I got some stuff going on in the background that I don't really want people to hear. But yeah, that's his animation. Let's go over his abilities. For black allies, start the battle with 50% chakra and cast speed +1. Kinda bad. Withstand +2. And then if there's a Akatsuki allies, chance for speed and skill damage was 50%. Why is it a chance? I have no idea. This is probably the only reason why you want him. Is if there's a Konoha enemy, inflict poison to them. The reason why you want this is how you farm Summit Tsunade. The only character that does this is God Sasori. So now if you don't have God Sasori and you somehow pull this Sasori on the free YOLO, which is a lot harder than getting the God version of him, in my opinion. So you can use him for Summit Tsunade. Single target, 800k. Chance for a toxic poison. And then you deal 2 additional attacks. Konoha enemy. Always hit. Okay. And this is 20% to 60%. Not really worth it. And then for this one, enemy stats, so 8 attack, defense, speed, and skill damage minus 100%. And then you have that state. And then you remove disable positive. No, you inflict the disabled positive specials and God state effect. This is pretty solid, but he's a 40 cost. I don't know why you really want to use him. So in the end, he's kind of bad. Deidara, I don't have his art loaded up, so kind of similar lead, but for red allies, start the battle with 50% chakra, 1 turn of skill damage immunity, withstand +2. If you have an Akatsuki ally, chance for first strike and extra action. That's kind of normal. And then for this one, same thing. If you have an Akatsuki ally, attack defense speed +200% and chakra cost -50. Pretty bad. And then AoE 3% +500. Chance to inflict his detonation state, I think. Yeah, or ignition state, which one of those. And then 1 additional attack. This is just, it has a counter of 2. Every time it goes down by 1, you inflict 100,000, 1 million, and it can't kill. So, pretty bad. It's outdated, but they're free. They're more for collection purposes. And then just a normal buff. And just removes the just all of the stuff that, yeah, it doesn't even matter. Now let's go to the main event. What people came here to see. Oh, before let's look at his animations. Just start doing this. Just start playing the animation for people. This is nice to see. So that's just what it is. Just drop that. Pretty boring, but what are you gonna do? This is a 40 cost. Now Pain. Let's go over his Pain's animation. Now this Pain uses Shinra Tensei compared to all the other Pain that uses Chibaku Tensei. So this is something very, very unique. But Pain stabs Naruto with his black rod right there. And they censor it with the rock. Nice sensory right there. Let's go over what this Pain does. His lead. Akatsuki's, of course, is an Akatsuki lead. The leader of Akatsuki after all. Akatsukis are immune to Seal, status effect. This is the status effect, the Seal. And Jutsu Seal, this is a state. So he's immune. So Akatsukis are immune to Seal and Jutsu Seal. Shoutouts to Kakashi for that. And for 5 turns, Akatsukis are immune to insta-kill and have a built-in damage cut plus 80%. Because why not? Built-in damage cut plus 80% feels like the meta right now because of Izuna Kid Naruto. So your damage limit is 700k, and now you have a damage cut of 80%. But there's no damage limit character preemptive for Akatsuki, except for not GK, V2 Pain, which is 900k. So he'll probably be in a team anyway. And now let's go over his ability 1. When he gets attacked, high chance for instant action. Very basic. And then if there's a Konoha enemy, there's a Konoha enemy or Akatsuki allies. So this will always trigger because you'll always have an Akatsuki ally. Speed and skill damage plus 500%. He's very fast. And the reason why that's probably important is because of when you actually no, that's actually different. I'll go talk about it once we go over this terrain. So at the start of battle, high chance to change the terrain to this, which is called the Memories of the Horror of War. Really emo name, but it's a really good name. And then if there's a Konoha enemy, it guarantees change the terrain to this. Now that is extremely good. He has 5 revives, because why not? You just don't want him to die. And then he has black type advantage. All the white pains are really good for some. Well, now let's go over his skill. Skill 1 is Shinra Tensei. Deal 3% plus 2 million AoE. And then chance to seal. Very, very nice. It doesn't ignore resistance, sadly, but it's there, so it's a bonus. So high chance to seal. And inflict despair state, Zetsuba. So then he deals 4 additional attack, 1.2 million. He's not really a DPS unit, from you can see here. But he brings a lot of debuffing stuff that's just very, very annoying. So after that, he has a high chance to inflict the Shinra Tensei unique state. And then if it's a Konoha enemy, it's guaranteed. You heard it right. Shinra Tensei unique state. So the Zetsuba state, the despair state, is attack, defense, speed, crit chance, dodge, and skill damage. You just remove those buffs, and then high chance to skip action when they take a turn. That's nice. It's crazy that they said all of this. I don't think they've said that in the past. The despair state is something that the OG 6-path Madara EX version, that's what he brought to the table. Let's see if we can find him real quick. I want to see if they changed his wording. Oh, I guess they just added extra stuff, but yeah, that's supposed state. That's what that character did. He was the originator of that state. So let's go back to... Go back to the main. So now his Shinra Tensei unique state. This is to enemies, remember? So you're gonna inflict the enemies with this. Their speed limit is capped at 1000. That's really, really strong, especially when you see what the terrain does. So then skill damage. So their cast speed is -2 permanent, and then they have their disabled positive special and god state. So just the normal stuff where you can't buff. Just stupid. And then every time they take an action, all enemies Akatsuki, which is you, because you inflict the enemy with this, so all your Akatsuki will cut in. Not even a chance, it's just guaranteed. So this is very, very strong. Speed limit is set to 1000 is really strong because instant action, that's not triggering because of this pain. And now let's go to his skill 2. Deal 2 million damage to all enemies. Fixed damage. So this S2 is not going to have an animation, which is very nice. With a chance to skip. Not even a chance, that's a guarantee skip. And then you change the terrain to the horror of the memories of the horror of war. And then you revive a random ally. Is it necessary? Did you have to revive an ally? Why are you randomly reviving an ally? Yeah, why would you? That's just insane. That's unnecessary. I like it. So what does this terrain do? Cannot be overwritten. So this terrain is locked. So if you see an enemy Kakashi, you can't do anything. Lock this terrain. Then for allies, immune to fixed damage. Very strong because a lot of additional attacks, as you can see here, are fixed damage. So that is really, really strong. Let's just go over this. So let's look at all the characters in the meta right now. Naruto, not fixed damage, so he'll sneak in. That's not fixed damage, so he's sneak. Kakashi is the other problem. That's fixed damage. You won't take any damage from that. Obito is also fixed damage. You won't take any damage from. So this is how strong this terrain is. Kakashi, fixed damage. You won't take anything from that. You're not gonna be sealed because I've skipped a part. But you're not gonna take any damage from this because you're not gonna be paralyzed. Sasuke, I don't know if you're gonna run in fixed damage. That's gonna be 0. You, fixed damage. That's gonna be 0. And I believe you're, not a fixed damage, so you'll get in. You are not a fixed damage, but it's only 4. So if you can see here, fixed damage, your party is immune to fixed damage. That's very, very strong. Because a lot of additional attacks are fixed damage. So this will make your Akatsuki even tankier. But this is not even just for Akatsukis. This is for all allies, so if you have him mixed, this might work. You might be fine bringing him in your Konoha team. It's insane how that is. This Pain doesn't care for Akatsuki if you're not running him for lead. Except for this, which is speed and scale damage buff. But if you see a Konoha enemy, which you will, you'll have that permanently. This Pain is really, really strong in a non-Akatsuki team. And that's probably the way to go. My team, that's just crazy. Cause, let's just go back to, let me look at Kakashi real quick. Kakashi is the important one. So where is the Willow Bond state? Are you Willow Bonds? No. A Will to Protect, I'm sorry. Naruto is Willow Bond. So this is the stuff that you really want. And I believe you get this no matter what. So now, if you use him, and then you use Kid Naruto Lee, which is for Konoha, you can probably bypass all of that stuff because Naruto also gives it to everyone. This is the Willow Bonds, right? Yeah. The Willow Bonds, which is the other stuff that you want, is not 5 village, not just for 5 village. But, so this is the terrain, right? If you're running Naruto, Enbus are useless, of course, which means no one is immune to terrain. And the reason why that is good is because, let's just skip to the end before we go back. So this terrain nullifies the enemy's first strike, instant cast, and instant action. And how that works is, you start the battle, Pain sees a Konoha, he puts the terrain up, enemy is gonna first strike, not anymore. Instant cast, cancel. Instant action, disabled. The reason why that's good is most characters is when you hit them, they get instant action. So now you disable that, and their speed is limited to 1000, so now they can't move. And Pain's speed is 500% of 450. And that's without gears. So that is very, very strong. So let's continue to the first part of this. The reason why I skipped to that is because that's just very important. Is anytime you take a turn, anyone in your team, you remove Genjutsu, debuffs, status effect, and negative god and special state. So that's literally why I thought Gaara was good, because he does that. But this is on a god state. This is on a terrain that you get up preemptively. This is really, really stupid. So that cleanses every problem in the game except for unique state. Unique state still doesn't have a counter. And then when you get attacked, a chance to skip all the enemies. So just another way to stop the enemy from doing stuff. And this is the only thing that he gives Akatsuki, and why I think this is not that important. So for Akatsuki allies, when you use a skill attack, chance to ignore resistance and insta-kill the enemy. I believe this is the first insta-kill that ignores resistance. I think. I'm not sure, but I think it is the first insta-kill that ignores resistance, right? So who insta-kills? Like, who insta-kill? Like, Kakashi insta-kills. Let's look at a Kakashi. That's a great example, actually. GK Kakashi. His insta-kill. It should be updated, yeah. Seal enemy, ignores, kill dodge, and insta-kill. Nah, it doesn't ignore resistance. Who else insta-kills? Obito insta-kills. Okay, Obito. I believe. Yeah, chance to insta-kill. Who else insta-kills? Where's Kaguya? Enbu Kaguya gives insta-kill. There's too many characters in here. Enbu Kaguya, how does your insta-kill work? On your state, I believe, right? It should do. Yeah, insta-kill. No, yeah, ignores resistance. No skill dodge and resistance. Well, Obito, the original insta-kill unit. He has a 7-star now, I believe. Did you ignore resistance? That's. I guess you do. Oh yeah, that's the only thing this back to pain. That's the only thing this pain brings for Akatsuki is a chance to insta-kill. The reason why that's not really that important is because he's an Akatsuki, so he's getting that. Do you need all 5 characters to insta-kill? No. Would he be really stupid in the Konoha team? 100%. So I think the meta team now, as crazy as it sounds, is Kid Naruto, Kizuna Kakashi, and Pain. And then 2 fillers. I think that's it. He's literally Kid Kakashi on steroids. Because all of this damage don't even matter. The enemy's insta-kill immune. His terrain is locked. And you don't need an Enbu. I don't think you're running him on an Akatsuki team. Be real with you. Just because Akatsukis are not good enough in this meta, in my opinion. Just because GK V2 Itachi, I don't know why I really want to use him, since people are usually cleansing the seal nowadays. And his terrain is not going to go up because the terrain that you want is Pain's. So it's going to be Pain's terrain. And then all the other Akatsukis are really not that good except for GK V2 V2 Pain, not GK, God Pain. But this is a God state, so it gets removed every turn and you can't even put it up. Because of the enemy Pain just disabling your positive state. So the combination of this Pain and Kizuna Kakashi is actually, I think, the 2 best. And then Naruto is there to disable the enemy's Enbu, because you're not going to be running one. Because he is the Enbu. His terrain is literally an Enbu skill. This is crazy. And then he revives a random ally. Look at here. Random ally. Doesn't say anything about Akatsuki. Anyone who dies, I don't know why anyone would die on your team, you just revive them. So they made a Pain that's really broken on the Konoha team. That's really broken right now. The tier 0 team of Konoha just got buffed, because if you put this Pain on an Akatsuki team, yeah, Pain will be nice, but then Enbu is still a thing because you don't have Kid Naruto. The enemy can buff. That's not. Yeah, you can get debuff because you don't have protection, because that's gonna get removed. He literally is here to be on a Konoha team. That's just insane. Yeah. Oh yeah, and let's go over his potential and then gear. I forget about that. He just does have a super tease. Skip immunity, cancel immunity, insta kill immunity, Chakra cost minus 50%. Doesn't really matter what you pick. It's probably skip immunity because of him. Illusion, 200% speed per turn, 300% speed max, HP, type event. Now his gears. His gears is very nice. You have the usual clouds, but this gear, skill damage plus his skill gear, skill damage plus 150%, cast speed plus 2, chance for extra action, guaranteed if there's a Konoha enemy, and then chakra cost minus 50%. So he has a guaranteed extra turn, just for free. That gear is gonna be insane. That gear is probably gonna be the ranking gear, because the next gear is nice. HP, attack, defense, speed plus 150%, 100% chakra, chance for first strike, guaranteed if there's a Konoha enemy. If you run him on that Konoha team I was talking about, he will have first strike, because that's the only way he can get first strike, but it's guaranteed against Konoha. So his two gears are actually both really broken. So you get first strike, you S1 enemy, now they can't buff. The terrain is already live. The terrain is already live because most likely you'll be fighting a Konoha enemy. So now you have your Enbu effect. You can't get hit by additional attacks. Then you cleanse everything for taking an action, anyone in your team. And then if you get attacked, you skip an enemy. Oh yeah, this is the other thing that Akatsuki has, but like, you don't need this. You don't need all Akatsuki to cut in, just because Akatsuki are outdated. Now, if they start releasing broken Akatsuki again, 100% you're running him on an Akatsuki team. But what we need before for that to happen is we need an Akatsuki who disables Enbu, because our Enbu will be disabled no matter what. So there's no point of running Nagato and Itachi, because their Koto Amatsukami is useless because of Kizuna Kakashi anyway. So they're just dead weight. And we need someone that has preemptive damage cut on a unique state. So literally what we're asking for is we're asking for Kizuna Kakashi and Kizuna Kid Naruto, but an Akatsuki version. And hell, put it in one unit. But as long as those two don't exist for Akatsuki, Akatsuki teams can't be run well. Just because you will see these two all the time. But these two are also so universal that you're literally replacing Kid Kakashi, who's the best 90 cost in the game in my opinion. You're replacing Kid Kakashi with Pain. I will be making a tier list video in the beginning of next month, and expect him to be the top of the 90 cost in the game. That's not Kizuna's. Like, I don't see why he wouldn't be up there. I think he's better than... Yeah, he's better than Kid Kakashi. Kid Kakashi insta-kills when they're sealed. Pain insta-kills on his attack. So that's insane. And he seals also. Like, yeah. You don't even need to use him as lead. You use him on your Konoha team. That's just how stupid he is. So Pain is a god. Literally. If you think you need an Akatsuki team to run Pain, don't think that way. You don't need it. Pain by himself, put him with your Kizunas, and you'll be good to go. Yeah, and with that, see you on the next video. Bye.